Welcome back to White Mountains today, and Steve is here. Steve, how are you?
I'm doing well.
Came down from Bretton Woods today to talk to us about what's going on up there.
Just from Bartlett.
Well, I know.
I'll head up,
I
didn't get up that early.
I know, we have to make it sound like you came down from Bretton Woods, but you're going up to Bretton Woods.
And I came right back from here last night.
There you go. So that
yeah.
kind of works. So let's talk about Bretton Woods. I mean, I was just reading the snow count. The trail count is incredible up there.
It's like 90%.
You know, it's one of those things a lot of people, especially from away, don't believe how much skiing we have. And you guys, New Hampshire's largest ski area, have tons.
Right, and we're even skiing in the Glades. I was in the Glades last week, and they're a lot of fun. Really, the snow's pretty good.
And so what's going on this week up there?
Oh, tons of stuff. There's kids après ski stuff, adults après ski stuff, all the usual things, you know, skiing, canopy tours, guided activities, you know, snowshoeing, ice climbing, well, maybe not backcountry skiing this week, but we'll save that for the spring skiing.
Backcountry mudding, maybe. You know?
Yeah. Nordic skiing, dog sled rides. You can keep going. And then there's, like you mentioned, the bird launcher in the terrain park, which is just pretty cool.
The only name we could remember was the bird launcher. So there, see, somebody just went off the bird launcher.
He did.
And well, that's great. So you've had a good winter. You had some fresh snow the other day.
Absolutely, yeah. That just dressed it up real nice. You know, the skiing's been good all winter. Like you said, people don't believe it if they don't see it in their backyard, but it really has been good. But that little bit of extra we had just really dressed it up.
Absolutely. Now, the thing is, too, I mean, everybody knows, you just rattled off all those things you can do at Bretton Woods. I mean, everybody knows about the great skiing up there. But we were talking before about all the different things you could do with guided tours. Let's talk about guided tours, because I think, really, a guided tour for skiing?
Right, and that's my specialty. We do all types of guided tours. So the simplest being I can just guide you around the ski area, show you some trails if you're not familiar with it, try to find trails that you're going to like, just kind of get you familiar with it. And those are available every day, morning or afternoon. Same thing with the Nordic skiing. You can show people around the Nordic area. Mountain Road, which is a really unique Nordic experience. You ride up the chairlift and then you cross-country ski down the mountain back to the touring center.
Well, that's cool.
And you can do that anywhere from about 10 to 15K of skiing, and most of it's downhill, which is cool.
And you've got a good base, so I mean, it looks like you guys are going to be able to stay open for a while, too.
I sure hope so. I hope, like everyone, we want more snow.
Right.
Right now the skiing's good, and it looks like the weather's staying really nice this week, so I don't think we're going to lose a whole lot.
That's
so
great.
It should be good.
Now, let's talk. We talked briefly about the terrain parks. Let's talk about those, because like I always say, I always like mentioning all the names, but it seems like you've got a lot going on in your terrain parks, too.
There is a lot going on, and the guy that builds them hasn't had as much snow to work with, so he's kind of concentrated on one area, and he's just kind of gotten more creative with it because of that. So some of these things like the bird launcher are a result of that, and we've gotten great feedback from all the kids and adults that hit in there this year.
Oh, that's great.
Just had a big event, the main event last weekend, with people doing huge stuff like that guy. And because of that, he had lots of snow to work with and built some bigger jumps and stuff this week. So. And
the great thing about terrain parks is that they're kind of an evolving process through the winter. I mean, they change. You add elements for different events, and so it's a little bit different every time.
Right, and you can start, like the toy box is actually my favorite, because I'm not really into doing big jumps or rails or anything, but they're little. They're little, so pretty much anyone can go on them. Like my son's been going on them since he was 3. Yeah. And you just kind of get a taste of it.
You know, and I always go off. I mean, and I always assume that I hit big air.
That's enough.
But it is funny though, because and I can understand with when you get into the really big jumps. But even when you just do that little bit off, you get that little momentary sensation. It's pretty cool.
Great.
Yeah.
It really feels good. Yeah.
Pretty cool. And that also, let's segue into zip lining that way, the canopy tours, because obviously with the canopy tours, you've got the zip line in there too.
And that's big air, for sure.
And that is definite big air. And there's an experience that is incredible.
It's a real adventure, so it's good for anybody. There it is right there, 165 feet up in the air. You actually are an active participant, so you learn some things, how to slow yourself down, how to pull yourself in, things like that. So you really feel like you're a big part of it. You're not just kind of flying down a cable. You're doing something. And
you're like double, quadruple harnessed in there. So I mean, it's totally safe,
There's
totally
a lot of
secure. And that I think is a nice feature for people who are probably like, I'm not just going to hold on to a wire and slide down. No, you're not. You're in a harness. You've got double clips, everything else.
Yeah, and the guides handle all the equipment, so you don't have to worry about any of that stuff.
That's great.
Yep.
Well, that's fun. So what's coming up in the near future up there at Bretton Woods?
Well, I mean, we're hoping for more snow, but already thinking about summer. So we guide rock climbing up there. We have a beautiful cliff on the back of the mountain, about 400 feet tall. If you're in North Conway, there it is right there. It's kind of like a mini cathedral ledge.
Oh, cool.
So we do 4 pitches of climbing. We call slab climbing. So you are balancing on your feet. There's not a lot to hold on to. But we put you can see it in that picture, an extra rope there. For people that are nervous, they can actually hold on to the rope, which you don't usually get rock climbing.
Right.
You get one to catch you if you fall, and that's it.
Yeah.
No.
Well, that's great. I mean, I didn't even realize that was there. So even I learned something today.
Perfect.
Well, there you go. Well, that's great. And also, there's a cross-country event, though, on the 10th. That is
the Nordic Marathon.
What is that all about?
Big Nordic race, 24-something K, something like that. It's a big event. That's all I can tell you.
It's a marathon. It's cross-country skiing. It's a big event. But now, if you want to get more information, well, you can just go to the website, too.
BrettonWoods.com. It's got all of it right there.
And link on all the different things and find out about the summer activities, winter activities. And you were saying that probably this week will be, especially with the weather like this, is going to be very popular for the canopy tours.
It'll be perfect, yeah.
You need to make reservations for that, correct?
Absolutely. Those are pretty well booked already. So if you want to go, call right now, and they'll try to get you in. It's actually 603-278-3335 is the direct line for the canopy tour.
Cool. Well, that sounds great. Well, Steve, thanks so much for coming down.
My pleasure.
And have a good journey up to Bretton Woods.
I will.
You'll get to see Lisa, who just won the pass. She was very excited.
I hope she'll stop in and see me.
To go up to Bretton
Woods.
Woods.
Come up to the climbing wall, and maybe she'll want to try that, too.
There you go.
Perfect.
Well, Steve, thanks so much.
All right. Thanks, Rob.
And we'll be back here in a minute on White Mountains Today.
Reach new heights this winter at Bretton Woods, New Hampshire's largest ski area, with 102 trails and glades, night skiing, 4 terrain parks, plus a 100-kilometer Nordic trail network. There's lots to discover. Experience the thrilling year-round Bretton Woods Canopy Tour with 10 zip lines, suspension bridges, rappels, and awesome views. And with the popular zip and ski ticket, you can hit the slopes, then soar above them for just $99. Bretton Woods, it's more than a vacation.